Hello, I was working on dinner and I wanted to invite you guys in to see what I am making and highlight some of the amazing tools that is in one of our kits. Some of this stuff is in most of the kits from 150 to 250 level, but I'm also adding in the cast iron that is in the cast iron set. So let's get busy and see what we can do to get dinner on the table. First, I am going to go ahead and prepare my vegetable. This is going to be a zucchini. This is 2 zucchinis already sliced up, and I'm going to season them real quick with some rosemary, which complements the flavor that we are using with the pork chops. Now, I believe the air fryer is one of the options in one of the kits you can get as well, if you choose to do that. But to do it in the air fryer, I love that our new air fryer has such a larger capacity, and it makes it real easy to put the full 2 zucchinis on here. I'm spraying with the spritzer, the oil spritzer, the oil, so I can just use a little bit of oil to let it brown up easy, but I don't have to use a whole ton of oil, like brushing it or pouring it on or tossing it in there. So it makes it real easy. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to add the rosemary seasoning on it, and I'm going to stick this in the air fryer on roast. So we have an easy side, and it's just going to cook while I get the rest of everything else done. Okay. Very good. Rosemary and zucchini goes really well together. I think I'm going to pull out this other one. That one's empty. And add that together. Okay. Now give me 1 second. I'm going to go put this in the air fryer. And then I'll be back to do our main dish. Slip it in. Okay, should take about 20 minutes. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to make glazed pork chops with grilled apples. So the first thing we have to do is make the glaze for it, and it calls for apricot preserves. So I already have used the Measure-All. This does come in the kit. This is 1/3 of a cup, and I'm going to put that in our bowl right here, and it's just push it. I love this for peanut butter, for mayonnaise, honey, anything that's solid that is a pain, peanut butter. And then it also, you flip it over and you can measure the liquid on this side. So it is literally a Measure-All. This one does up to 2 cups. We have 3 sizes. Okay, so that is the apricot preserves. And now I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of mustard, and I'm going to be very exact here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that looks about 3. I don't always measure. Do you? Do you measure all the time? Okay, and then that is it. Oh, and ginger root. That's right. Add some ginger root. So with the ginger root, this is super cheap when you buy the ginger root like this. It's very, very cheap. And you need to peel it first. And we have a really cool peeler. Mine has disappeared, but it's an adjustable peeler, but it also is like this where it's serrated. I'm going to do this over my trash bag and just peel really quick the section that you're going to chop off. This calls for, let me see, 2 teaspoons. So that's not a whole lot at all. I'm going to have some, oh, this ginger smells so yummy. So I'll think of something else to use the rest of the ginger with. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to cut off using my chef's knife. This color-coded chef knife also comes in the kit. So I'm going to cut that off, and I'm going to put this over here. Using our chopper, I'm going to chop up the ginger. Perfect. There we go. That's going to go in. I think I'm going to do a couple more times. Just like that. I'm going to put that right in to the bowl. Apricot, Dijon mustard, fresh ginger, and then a little bit of seasoning, I think. Ginger root, mustard, and remaining seasoning, which is a ½ teaspoon of the seasoning. So this is the adjustable measuring spoon. This also comes in the kit. This one is the tablespoon, so it goes 1 teaspoon, 1½ teaspoons, 2 teaspoons, 2½. So I'm going to do half of the one so I don't dirty up another spoon. Here we go. Okay. That's going to be stirred together. So that's the glaze for our pork chops and our apples. So yummy. This bowl here also comes in the kit. All except for the stoneware kit. Okay, next phase, we need to do the apples. We've got our glaze ready to go, and we need to do our apples. So first I'm going to grab our apple, my favorite kind of apple, and I'm going to core it. This core is so easy. The core comes right out of there. So I'm going to wiggle it into the core of the apple, come out on the other side. Out pops the core. Very simple. Okay, so this is too big for our slicer, so I'll have to cut it, but let me pull this out here so you can see it. This is our Rapid Prep mandolin. Love, love, love the Rapid Prep mandolin. This also comes in all of the 150 and 250 kits. Pull out the kickstand. I'm going to put this way in a second. Then you will add the chute on the front side, just like this. Now, you can't really get your fingers in the blade unless you work really hard to get your fingers in the blade. That's the blade. So I'm going to flip this around. I want to make sure I have this on a pretty thick slice on the back. It does slices, it does French fries, and it does julienne. So I'm going to turn this around. It is on slice, and I think I'm going to do it on a 7 out of 8. Okay, so that's where that is. And I am going to add it. Food catcher is right there. It'll catch it. And I am going to slice this apple in half so that we can hopefully make it fit into the chute. Just like that. And now I will have apple slices. If you have a smaller apple, you'd be able to do the whole apple. I can make coleslaw. I can do sliced tomatoes. Like I said, I could do French fries. I can julienne. If you want to chop it up, then just do it on the French fry or the julienne and then pull it out and run it through again like the sticks. So there we go. We've got all the apples ready to go. We can do as much as we want with it. We're going to be grilling these with the pork chops. I'm going to turn on my cast iron real quick and get it hot. Here we go. So first we got the pork chops ready to go. These are some super thick pork chops. Yum, yum. Already seasoned with the rosemary seasoning right on top. And then we just have to take this, lightly grease it and brush apples and pork chops with the glaze. So we will want to make sure we do this with the apples. And I'm not going to do all the apples. We're not going to eat all of these with the pork chops. We will eat some. So I will do a few of these with this while my pan is heating up using my awesome basting brush. I love that it is silicone, so I don't have little bristles coming out into my food. Yum, yum, yum. And I'm going to do one side and then I'll do the other side once I get it on the grill, when I put it on the cast iron, then I can do the other side. This will be the side that goes down. Yum, yum. Okay, almost there. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, one, do one more. Get yourself a nice, good, sweet apple. I think these are Cosmic Crisps. You can also do like Honey Crisp or some of the other ones. I just like a flavorful apple. Now then, I am actually going to get a small cup and I'm going to pull out some of this separate because once I do the pork chops, I know I'm going to have my brush in the pork chops. So I want to reserve this portion that's here for the rest of the apples. That way I just make sure that my brush doesn't get into the apples and the raw pork chops. Okay, so I think my cast iron's about ready. I'm going to go ahead and brush a couple of one side of my pork chops with this. So it's got the rosemary seasoning on it. And then it's got, make sure it doesn't fall off, my rosemary seasoning, and it's got this nice glaze that we've created out of the apricot preserves, mustard, ginger, and a little bit more seasoning. Oh, that's so good. What is it about pork and fruit, sweet fruit flavor? It just goes so well. Okay, very easy. Remember, we got our zucchini going in the air fryer, so that's going to be going, and I can just add a salad really easy. Okay, we're going to take a trip. I am going to move you guys with me over to the stove top. Here we go. I'll see my stove. Turn on the light. Okay, so with the cast iron kit, you get the cast iron 12-inch pan and the grill press that goes with it right here. Look at that. Okay, so we're gonna take our pork chops, and I'm using our chef's tongs, and yes, the chef tongs are also in the kit. Y'all, I was very sneaky, wasn't I? I'm using a whole bunch of them. I hear that sizzle. This recipe can also be done on the grill, but I'm doing it on the cast iron so I don't have to go outside and fire up the grill. Okay, so there is the pork chops. Hang on, I will be right back with our lovely apples. We have all the apples that we chopped up here. I actually don't think that's too hot. So I am going to put this over here. And I'm going to just put these apples face down so that I can mess with the other side with the glaze. And then this will be done very quickly. It takes just a few minutes on either side. I am going to use my instant read thermometer to make sure that the pork is done. I don't want any undercooked, but I don't want overcooked pork either. So to me, that's very important to have the pork just right. Okay, so I'm going to take my brush and do the other side of the pork just like this. I'll brush the other side of apples in a minute. Okay. There we go, just the last little bit. And that's it. This grill press will kind of act as a lid of sorts, but also kind of keep the heat and the juices in for the meat. And I'm looking forward to dinner. If you've ever thought of doing the business, how cool is it that you get all these awesome tools in the kit when you join so that you can get started right away and do demos right away. A good portion of what I used was in the kit. So therefore, you could pretty much do anything you needed with one of the kits. We have so many kits to choose from. Give it a try. I never thought I would do Pampered Chef. I didn't expect Pampered Chef to be a fit for me, but I just gave it a try one time, kind of thinking of it as a hobby. And 14 years later, look at me. So this is something I think everyone could have fun with. Everyone's got different talents and skills to bring to the table and help share mealtime with others. Everyone has to eat. So have a great evening. See you later.